Welcome back to Funny Pair, where two pairs in a pod may not be in the same orchard, but we're always ripe for a chat. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Briahna. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Oh, girl.
Let's just say me and Madeline both have glasses of wine right now.
Yep. Oliver's Sweet Red.
Oliver's Sweet Red.
Not sponsored.
The kind that tastes like grape juice. That's what we're drinking.
Yep. It's been a day.
It has been a mother effing day. So.
But we're still showing up for y'all because we love you guys.
We are. We do love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So today is going to be very similar to, gosh, what episode was it that we did like the random questions?
6, I believe.
Okay, well, we're bringing it back to episode 6, and how fitting because it's 6 episodes later, episode 12.
Oh, it could be a trend.
It can be a trend. But today is going to be a little all over the place. I mean, you know, we're going to have some deep questions, some ridiculous random ones, you know, some philosophical ones, like what would you do in this situation kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it'll be good.
We're diving into everything from like, what's a version of yourself that only I've seen, to if I hit my head and forgot about you, what's the first thing you would say? So get ready to hear some really honest answers. We're kind of going all over the place. Like Bree said, we're doing some random stuff, philosophical stuff, some silly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's lighthearted. Well, I say lighthearted. We're going to get deep, but
it's hearted, you know. So
yeah, there's heart in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Light and dark. Well,
yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying. Hold on.
Let's cheers. We can't clink,
My
unfortunately, but
we can clink.
Oh yeah, that's good grape juice. Oh yeah.
Yep. It's just
it's
grape
the
juice.
Fermented kind of grape juice.
The best kind. So let's dive in.
Let's get into it. Okay, first things first. You want to start with the deep, dark questions? We're going to start deep?
Let's start low and then we'll go like this.
Okay. Okay. So if you knew I couldn't lie, what question would you ask me?
I would ask you if you actually liked me.
You know what? Actually, though, I would ask you the exact same thing. I really would.
That's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, are we actually best friends? Honest to God, that's what I would ask you first. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Are we really? Like, you're not faking it?
Yeah.
You haven't been faking it for,
Well, okay, this must be something that we both just, like, subconsciously do, but I do that to myself all the time. I'm like, is Madeline just hanging out with me? Because at this point, it's like, why would I find a new person if, like, we've been together for this
enjoyable?
Long? She doesn't actually like me. She just hangs out because I'm her only option kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah.
So, well, no, my answer to that is yes, I actually like you.
Yes, and it's reciprocated.
Yes,
this is true. This is truth
like
serum. Yes.
Honestly, there are some moments where your emotions might make me a little upset, but I'm sure there's those same moments for me too. I mean, no friendship is absolutely perfect. I mean, ours is pretty gosh darn close though. So
yeah, it's pretty close. But yeah, I won't lie. There's been some moments where I'm like, "Gah, Brie."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I'm like, never mind. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
And most of the time I'm upset because of other things that built up in my day.
Mm-hmm.
I find that that's when I have my outbursts is like, it's not this one thing that has me this mad or this upset or this whatever. It's like tiny little things that I'm not like addressing, and I just let it build up. And then one little thing just tips it over the edge, and I'm like, I hate everything. Nobody likes me, and I hate myself, and I'm ugly, and I'm it's like, and Tyler's just like, I was just asking if you're ready to go. Like, I don't
yeah,
I don't know.
But that's definitely something that can be, applied to everything. Every relationship in your life, you're gonna have those kinds of moments. So
if I've had an outburst at you, it's most likely not because of the thing that it's like. I can really only think of one time that I've gotten really upset with you.
Yeah, I honestly don't think that you've ever really gotten upset with me.
Not with you, but at you.
Yeah, like upset directed towards
Like,
me, but not upset at me.
yes.
And I know that you're not upset with me because I didn't do anything for you to be upset with me.
Are we thinking of the same moment, or are we thinking of
I mean,
some
are we
separate
thinking of
moments?
Disney? Like, is that what we're thinking about? What are you thinking
No.
about?
Okay, now I'm thinking Disney, but I was thinking about that time that I lost Willow
Oh, yeah, that actually pissed me
at the
the fuck
apartment.
off. I'm sorry, but it really did. That actually
I'm
pissed
so
me the fuck off. And
sorry
I
for
was
that.
like, because you were upset at the situation, okay? She wasn't upset
Yeah.
with me, but she was upset with the situation. I'm just going to tell the story and then you can tell your side. But like, she was just upset with everybody for the fact that Willow was missing.
Yeah.
And she was getting angry for us not finding Willow. And at one point, I was like, you look for her yourself then. And I just started doing laundry. I was like, I'm done. You want to find your cat, then you look for your cat, but I'm done.
Yeah, it was really, I was feeling very, very anxious and very upset. And I took it out on the people around me, and that was totally not cool.
I do not blame you for that at all.
Willow, I had her for like 3 days, and I couldn't find her in the apartment, and I was freaking out. I thought somebody let her out, somebody did this, and I was immediately blaming other people. Again, I'm taking responsibility. I was so wrong for doing that, and I'm very sorry about that. Turns out she had crawled up under my desk into a drawer because I just opened my keyboard drawer and there she was. Mm-hmm.
But she was so small that, you know, she can get into those tiny
she
places.
Could fit in anywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I'm very sorry for that.
That's okay.
I hope you forgive me.
I forgave you a long time ago. I forgave you before it happened. So it's all good.
Okay.
I did. No, because Is
this the truth serum?
I don't hold grudges against you for anything.
Good. I don't hold grudges against you. I really can't think of a time that you made me mad.
There's got to be something. Is there anything that you just want to get off your chest right now? It's not going to make me mad. I honestly can't think of anything. And like you mentioned Disney, that was another time where I, again, lashed out at the people around me because I was upset about something else that didn't have to do with the people around me. Everybody was pissed off. It was the hottest day at Disney. Yeah. The sun was blaring down on us. There were no clouds in the sky.
It was like day 4 too. Like we were like day 4 of the trip.
We were exhausted.
Tired.
Yeah. It was a lot.
We hadn't eaten yet either.
We hadn't eaten yet. And we were trying to get everybody together to like, let's go get some food. But then everybody was just not in the zone to find a place to get food. Yeah. Anyway. So I don't even remember exactly what happened, but
I don't either.
I know it was something like I said something to you, which I didn't mean it in a bad way, but I said something to you about like, I mean, it's okay if they want to go do this or go do that or whatever I said. I don't know what I said, but anyway.
Yeah. And
you kind of said like, don't talk down to me or whatever. I don't remember what you said, but you said something like that. And I was like, okay.
I'm such a
So then I walked away.
So sorry.
Because when I get in situations like that, I just walk away because I'm about to say something I don't mean. So I just walk away. And then later we found each other again. I don't know where, but everybody had gotten food at that point. And we kind of like just sat together to be like, you know, we're in this group and we don't want to get kidnapped. So here we go. And then we sat there and ate in awkward silence. And then when we had food in our bellies, we were like, okay, we're good.
All right. That was, I can't believe I said that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Are you, back to question 1. Are you sure you like me?
Yes.
I sound really mean.
No, I do like you. My honest answer is that there are certain times, and I'm telling you, I count them on one hand, that you have frustrated me, not because you're mad at me, but because your emotions get the better of you and you're taking it out on other people.
Which is so toxic.
I mean, I've been in that situation too. I take my emotions out on other people. She's drinking wine. She's like, I didn't know this was going to be a Madeline roast fest today.
Hold on, let me go get something stronger.
Oh, goodness. And I don't remember what I said. So if you remember what I said, you just let me know because I might have been an asshole.
I have a horrible memory. I just remember us all being mad at each other or at the and at the situation, and everybody's saying quick hot remarks to each other when everybody just wanted the same thing, but we were all so pissed off.
Are you sure there's nothing that I've ever done that pissed you off?
I honestly can't think of anything.
I'm
trying to think of something.
Okay. I mean, listen, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that I sound like a real asshole right now for saying, oh my God,
No,
Madeline did this and Madeline did that and blah, blah, blah.
you sound like an asshole. I do because I'm the one that's saying these things.
Well, no, because I'm calling you out on it is what I'm saying. See, a good friend would just let it go.
Thank you for calling me out.
But I'm a best friend, so I don't let it go.
No, anyway. Call me out, please. And I'll call you out if I can think of something.
Those honestly are the only 2 times that I really remember a moment in our friendship where I was kind of pissed off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's not really anything else outside of that where I'm like, I'm going to remember that, you know, not that I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life, but just nothing else really stands out.
And I feel like we remember those moments because we like talk about them and we're like, oh my gosh, remember when that?
Yeah.
Wow, that was Madeline, you were so mean.
Well, but I also think it means you have a certain level of maturity when you can recognize moments where you were at your lowest and people still stuck with you behind it or afterward. I was very immature.
I mean, I was only, 3-4 years ago?
Well, no, I mean, like, I'm not saying you were immature. I'm just saying the sign of maturity is recognizing your faults and being able to move past them or forgiving somebody despite their faults. You know what I'm saying? Forgiveness is maturity. That's what I'm saying.
So you're mature because you've forgiven me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, forgiven is a strong word. No. I'm kidding. No, like I said, I forgave you before it even happened. We were friends long enough that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if there ever was a moment where we got into an argument, it's one of those things where we would just walk away for a second and be fine afterward. Yeah. It's not like it would ruin a friendship. You know what I mean?
No. I can't think of anything you could do that would make me, like, question something. Unless it was something, like, totally unlike you. Like, if it was something like, I don't even know.
I murdered somebody.
But
then, no, because then you would be like, but why? What was your reasoning?
She's not Yeah. They must have attacked her. Mm-hmm. They must, you know? Mm-hmm. Because I know you. It would have to be something like, you've been lying to me this whole time and we're not friends or something. Or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You dropped me for my arch nemesis or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Hold on. Something just like.
Oh, that I pissed you off?
No.
Oh. I'm really hoping you'll tell me a time of when I pissed you off.
I don't think there is one. I'm 100% honest.
That's actually crazy to me.
I don't know. Like,
I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not mad that you're not pissed off. I'm not mad. I'm just.
She's like, why are you not mad at me?
I'm going to give you a reason to be mad, okay?
Okay. Let's go. No. Question 2?
Yep. Okay.
Question 2.
Mm-hmm.
If I hit my head and lost all my memories, what's the first thing you would tell me?
Probably that you pissed me off at Disney that one time.
You'd be like, remember that one time?
Oh, God. No, I would probably say, like, I love you or something like that.
Aww.
Yeah. You forget everything. You're like, I don't know who the fuck you are. Get away from me. And I would be like, it's okay.
That.
I love you.
Okay, this episode is called Briahna the Saint. Briahna the Saint.
I have been asking, I'm begging you, can you please tell me a moment when I pissed you off?
I have such a bad memory. I'd have to like...
Okay, can you ask Tyler to tell you of a moment that you were pissed off with me and you ranted to him about it? Will he remember?
Honestly, he does have a better memory. We have, we have established we've talked about this.
Maybe you're pissed at me because I haven't finished ACOTAR yet, the 3rd book of ACOTAR.
See, I'm not pissed off, though. Okay. I'm like, I get why you haven't finished it yet. Mm-hmm. Now, there was a time I wasn't pissed off. I really can't think of any time I was pissed off. There have been times where I'm like, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, there have been plenty of those, I'm sure.
This stupid asshole. This stupid asshole over here.
I'm like, she hasn't read Mist and Fury in, like, 6 weeks.
Okay,
and
you know what,
on chapter 50.
I was actually thinking about it, because I know you want me to read Throne of Glass next. But I almost think I want to read... No, I will, but I almost think I want to read the Harry Potter series too, and like read that through. So that might be my next one after that. is the Harry Potter series.
Yes.
Because
totally
we established
fine with
last episode that I haven't read the books, so I really need to
that.
get on that. So
That pisses me off.
yeah, I know.
That you haven't read the books. Fake fan.
You're a jerk. You're a jerk.
You're a jerk. I don't know how
don't know how the rest of that goes. All I know is that you're a jerk.
And then there's the dance, right?
Yeah, it's like you're jumping and moonwalking backwards almost. I don't know I don't know what that's called, but
I'm doing it with my upper body.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. My feet aren't doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what's the first thing you'd tell me?
If you lost all your memories.
Yep. All of my memories with you, or just all of my memories in general?
I'm thinking, it says all my memories. Okay, so I'm thinking everything.
I'd still tell you that I love you. But would you remember how to speak?
I would say you remember basic human function. Like speaking, talking, walking, riding a bike, eating. Like all of that stuff. It's just like other stuff, like experiences and things. Okay. I probably, like, honest to goodness, I'd probably introduce myself. And then I would tell you that I love you. And then I would start going into like our lore essentially a little bit, like bullet points. Yeah. Like, my name is Madeline. We've been best friends for almost 10 years. We met in
Yeah, I would probably say the same thing.
That's probably where I would go. Like
I love you would be one of the first things.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd be like, oh my gosh, you're awake. Hi, I'm Madeline. I love you so much. Oh my God. And then I'd probably cry.
Yeah, I'd probably be crying the whole time.
And then you'd be like...
Honestly, if I was even told that you lost all your memories, I'd probably be crying.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh my God.
So you'd wake up, you'd be distraught over your lost memories, and then you'd be like, who is this stranger that's crying with me? Who is this? And I'm just over here like, and then we're just crying together. That's probably what it would actually be like. And then I would tell you, you need to read the ACOTAR series.
You'll be like, you might not remember this, but you were in the middle of A Court of Wings and Ruin, and I really need you to finish it. You actually only had like 150 pages left. Yeah. And you might not remember any of the rest, but I really need you to finish this book and tell me what you think. I've been waiting.
Okay.
But you've been in a coma. So
right. But it's fine. I guess I forgive you for that.
Yeah.
A second question. If you lost all of your memories of a certain book or book series and you could read it again for the first time, what book or series would it be?
Honestly, I don't know that I have one that like truly changed my life. I've had movies and TV shows, I guess. Like I would rewatch Outlander for the first time, and that would be amazing. Yeah. I would rewatch, I don't know, Vampire Diaries for the first time. I
was just thinking, I was like that would be good on there.
But my issue is I stopped reading right around like the 4th grade mark. And then I didn't honestly really pick it up again, like truly pick it up again until recently. But like I read The Fault in Our Stars when that came out. Like that was something I read. I read a book series called Sweet Venom, I think is what it's called. Or it was Sweet Shadow, Sweet Venom, and there was another one. That one's actually really cool. It's about these triplets who have like these magical powers to see monsters, and nobody else, like they look normal to the humans, but they like have this power to see. Yeah, literally it's based on Greek mythology. Oh, and I think their aunt is Medusa or something like that.
Cool.
Anyway, but that was like my Greek mythology obsession time, you know. What's a series that you would read for the first time? Probably Throne of Glass. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I loved Harry Potter. Loved it. Loved the Hunger Games. I'm in the middle of, I re-listened to all of those on audiobook. So I'm in the middle of the prequel, Songbirds and Snakes. I say middle. I'm like at the last 80%. Or the last 20%. I'm 80% through. I loved those books. And they did in the moment, like, have such a hold on me. But Throne of Glass was just on another level in terms of the, like, the messaging, the themes, the characters, the way it felt so real, and the story arcs and the character arcs and the relationships, and it's like this epic world, and it's like take me back, like that would definitely be the series that if I lost my memories, I would. But like I'm wondering if you lose your memories, but you still hold on to the feeling it gave you. Like, I don't remember it, but I know I feel something for it, you know?
Yeah.
So I would definitely reread that series again. I'm like looking at it on my shelf, like,
Are you gonna reread it with me when I go through it?
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
It could be a little book club.
Our Books and Beyond book club.
Oh my god, throwback. How long has that doc been a thing?
I don't even know. know. We literally we make Google Docs for everything.
Of course.
But we made a Google Doc and we were going to start a book club. And it was called Books and Beyond Book Club. And we made a list of all the books that we wanted to read, but we just never read them. But I also remember it being a thing of you had kind of somewhat already been into reading again, or you were trying to get back into it. And a lot of the books that I wanted to read, you had already read. And I was like, okay, well,
I'll read them again.
I mean, yes, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's not
we read one
raw,
book.
Like, I didn't finish it. It was They Both Die in the End.
Well, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler. They both die in the end.
They both died.
I didn't finish that book because it didn't.
It was mid.
Yeah, I got halfway through it, and it's the first and only book I've ever like DNR. You know.
Yeah.
All the other ones, it's like I suffer through it just to get through it and say that I've read it. But that one just, what's the point in wasting my time to read it? And I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't like it either. I think I did finish it just for the sake of finishing it because I just can't stand the idea of like not finishing a book. Yeah, that book was not good. It's on my shelf and I'm like, maybe I donate that one.
I'd probably watch The Walking Dead for the first time again too. If I had to pick a TV show. That one had a hold on me for a long time. And that was one of those TV shows where I was like, oh my, wait, This Is Us. I'd watch that again for the first time.
That's it. That's the
one. I would watch that again for the first time.
Wow.
Yep.
If y'all haven't seen This Is Us, go watch it.
Yes,
it's on Hulu.
It's so good.
Disney Plus.
What episode are you on now? Because you're rewatching it, right?
I was, and it's kind of been sporadic. Of like when I have time to / when I feel like watching it. So I'm still on the episode right after that episode.
The thing happens.
I don't want to say,
There's no batteries, and then something else happens, and then
and it's So it's the episode after that one.
Okay.
So I'm no, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, we're not gonna. No spoilers here.
No spoilers for this because so good. But yeah, that's a good answer. This is so good.
All right, you ready to move on to the question number 3?
Sure.
Okay. What's something you've always wondered if I remembered but were afraid to ask?
That's an excellent question.
Because
we just talked about how I have a horrible memory.
Yeah.
My memory is so weird. I'm like, I can remember like entire movies front to back, quotes, everything.
The entire script.
Yes. I can remember the soundtrack titles for the How to Train Your Dragon movies. And they can play for 5 seconds and I know what song it is. But if you ask me, do you remember, like, can you think of a time when something? And I'm like, never happened. I don't know. Like, brains are so weird. Yeah. Sorry, what were you going to ask?
I don't know. I was going to say, do you remember the time that we did our painting picnic? But I'm pretty sure you remember that time.
Yeah.
And then...
I can think of the pictures, too. And that helps.
That was actually the day that Tyler told me he was going to propose to you. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
I think it was
cute.
that day. Because he brought us Great American Cookie or something. And you got up to go throw it away, and he said something about, like, I have the ring or something like that. Something along those lines. And I was like, God. I think that's what happened. Or he said, like, I'm going to get her a ring or something. However it happened. But
anyway. I'm kicking my feet. Oh my gosh, I love my husband so much. I'm clutching.
That question honestly makes me think of that time, something you've always wondered if I remember, whatever. That question makes me think of your 21st birthday. And your mom was like, yeah, let's go around the table and everyone tell a memory that you have of Madeline.
Yeah. And
everybody
I
was
went,
like, I don't know if I have any memories with her. I'm going to be honest, I hit my head and I lost all my memories. I need you to tell me. Oh, gosh. But no, it was like, I didn't not remember for lack of loving you or being your friend or whatever.
But
it was
being
just
on the spot, it's like, suddenly I've forgotten every single moment I've had with you.
Right. I literally couldn't remember.
Have we hung out before? I don't remember.
I don't even know. Honestly. I always loved our moments when you would come over to my house and we worked on the scrapbooks and we'd have Jeffree Star playing in the background.
Oh my gosh.
And we'd both just like be fangirling over Jeffree Star and all of that.
Yes. Do you remember? Okay, speaking of that, do you remember when we went to Disney for the first time and we were supposed to leave really early in the morning, and so we just pulled an all-nighter and we watched Wreck-It Ralph or Ralph Breaks the Internet. And then we watched the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette.
Yeah, we waited for the release.
We waited for the release of the video. We were like, oh, I'm gagged. And it was like, one of them was like Iceberg or something. Yes. Is that really deep blue
oh my God, that
glitter
blue.
One? And we were like, oh
my God, gagged.
I'm cremated.
Cremated, literally, deceased. All of the words.
Jeff, like, that era of Jeffree Star was so iconic. Like, I waited with bated breath for each palette drop. Like, it was a freaking Taylor Swift album. Like, I was seated, ready.
Every video.
And
then we'd prepare questions and talk to each other about it.
Yep. What? Do you have any Jeffree Star palettes?
All I have is the Orgy palette. And I love that palette.
That's such a good palette, though.
It's all nude colors.
Nudes, but obviously because of the... Yeah. Yeah, no.
It's called Orgy.
But it's like natural colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the names of the colors inside, like one of them is Glory Hole, and that's like black. And then there's one that's called like Top, and then there's Bottom. There's like two different colors.
Yep. If there's one thing he always did well was naming the yes, love that color. He always named the colors so perfectly, and it was like, that's iconic.
Yep.
Iconic.
Absolutely.
I have he did a collab with Morphe, and they did a palette together, and so I have that palette, the Morphe palette. But when the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star series was out, I think that was peak YouTube.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
Cheeto dust. Like, I wanted it just to say that I have Cheeto dust.
Cheeto dust. So bad. Illuminati.
Yes.
Like, and then they found the little tea bag in the parking lot, and they were like, it's a sign. It's so good. I wanted that palette so bad, and honestly, just because of the like packaging and the vibes and the video, and like I was so in my head about it, glad I didn't buy it, because what was I gonna do with neon yellow and like purple? Like, I wasn't gonna do anything with that. But what a time.
What a time.
Good stuff. All right, what's a version of yourself that you've only ever shown me?
If I'm being honest, I don't really have a lot of, like, I don't act this way with this person, this way with another person, this way with this person. Like, I'm pretty consistent across all of them.
Yeah.
But I would probably say that you're like my vulnerability, I guess, is the first, like, you're the first person I've really shown that to in terms of friends. Like, I've had friends growing up, but I've never gotten emotionally deep with them. Like, it's always been somewhat surface level stuff, you know? I would say that, I guess that's a version of me, but I mean, outside of that, my humor is the same across everybody. The way I talk, my dirty mind, all of that's pretty much the same. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'd say the same. I would say my most like extroverted self comes out with you, because I'm very introverted, very quiet, very, but like I would say that I'm silly with, like, with my family and with, everybody. Like, I'm Like that side of
Mhm.
me, that playful side is sort of, it's like you said, like I'm still myself in every situation. It's kind of just what areas, what islands are like
Right.
shut off for the
Right.
certain moment. So like I'm not going to be super extroverted at work.
Yeah.
Or the way I am with my family and Tyler's family is a little bit different
Mhm.
just because of the, you know, different people. But I would say with you, it's definitely my realist self.
Mhm.
But I would say like you said, like the deepest, like sincere parts of myself and also the extroverted and like I know I can say whatever comes into my brain around you and you're not going to think twice about it. Like I don't have to fear what you're going to think about me.
Right.
You know? Like that authenticity of like I don't have to censor myself around you.
Yeah.
Versus in some other cases I might have to a little bit because of, you know,
Right.
circumstances being what they are and that's just life, but
yeah, I definitely feel that. I've definitely had that feeling with some other friends before where it's like you feel like you have to censor and not necessarily
yeah,
that
like
you're
I can't be
walking
my
on
weirdest self.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Or like it feels awkward because you know your personality doesn't mesh with theirs, and so it's like you kind of have to alter how you act a little bit to try and match their level, and it's that's when it feels awkward because you're not being yourself. You know what I mean? But anyway,
yeah, that's the other side I can think of is like my weirdest self is with you. Sorry about that.
Yeah, she's crazy.
Ooh. Throwback to girls' night. Anyway. But yeah, I'm definitely my weirdest around you and Tyler.
Well, good to know.
And that's when I ask the questions, do you still like me? Do you still love me?
Yeah.
You still want to hang out with me? Are you sure? I'm a psychopath.
Yeah.
I'm weird. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
You ever see me without this stupid hat? What's that?
I don't. I know what you're talking about. I don't know what that is.
It's from that show. The it's Jughead. He's the one that says it.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
I'm built different. I'm not like other people. You ever see me without this stupid hat? That's weird. And it's like, what? What
is that Riverdale?
Riverdale.
Yeah, okay.
That's it. That's so like,
yeah.
So weird. You don't understand me.
We're quirky.
I'm so XD, whatever. Mustaches. I don't. Oh, that's what it is. He says, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in.
You didn't even watch that show though?
No, I didn't, but I saw the clip go around. Yeah. In case you haven't noticed, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in. And I don't want to fit in. Have you ever seen me without this stupid hat on? That's weird. Like,
that scene was actually really emotional though. I'm trying to remember like the exact situation because it's been forever since I watched it, and I kind of stopped watching it after I think season 1, but I'm pretty sure that was him talking to his girlfriend kind of thing or something.
Yes.
And he was like, I don't fit in. Why would you want to be with me? Something like that.
Yeah, it's I found this Reddit page about the speech. And it says the speech was during Jughead's birthday party. Jughead and Betty were having their very first argument.
Yep.
All right, speaking of being weird.
Yeah. Let's get weird.
Let's move into this next
Let's do some
segment of
Go ahead. Sorry.
Nope. I'll shut up.
Let's do some random and ridiculous. Let's get crazy.
All
right.
Let's get crazy.
How do you visualize or use a calendar?
How do you mean by that question?
I would say like in your head, if you think about a calendar and you think about the months of a year and whatever, how do you see it in your head?
I see it like
the year calendar, you know?
Yeah.
If you need to draw it, you can draw it.
It's interesting because now I'm thinking about, I might need to because I'm like, how do I look at it? I look at it like, I was going straight down, but that's not right. I don't think of it as a circle. I might just think of it like a grid, you know? Like January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Like in those 3
Mm-hmm.
sections. That's how I split the months up. Like 4 per section.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're in like little
Mm-hmm.
lines, like in a little grid.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And is that how you see it? Is January to December?
Yeah. Do you not see it that way?
No, I see it that way, but we actually talked about this question at work one day. And this one girl, she drew like an oval and then wrote the months on the oval, but certain months were further apart than others. And it was based on like how long certain months feel. But it wasn't round, it was an oval, like an oblong oval.
Right.
And then another girl, she starts in August. So it's like the school calendar. So her months start in August and then go through.
Yeah. Honestly, with us talking about it just now, I realized I also think about it like in a 3D space of like a path.
Mm.
And the next month is in front of me and the other months are behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Like March is back here now and April.
Mm-hmm.
May is right here and June is somewhat close. December's like way down the path, like way in front of me. That might be actually how I see it.
Okay.
More than the grid is like in front of me versus behind me, like a path.
Interesting.
How do you see it?
I don't know. I'm really thinking now. I think overall I see it as a grid, like how you had it laid out. So it was the January, February, March, April, and then the next row starts and then the next row starts. But I also like certain months will get larger as the year goes through. So like we're in the month of May. So the May calendar is the biggest one. You know what I'm saying? And then the other ones get smaller around it kind of thing.
Right.
And then, you know, obviously the cursive lettering for the month, like spelling out the month. I see it very similarly to how your like elementary school teacher would lay it out on the board.
Right,
you know
on a calendar and yeah. That's how I initially saw it too, was because of like, that's how we see it in the real world. And so that's how my brain visualizes it.
I think I also see like the holiday for the month. So like in December, I see Christmas trees and lights. In November, I see turkeys, you know, stuff like that. So it's like in my head, if you say October, I don't think about the month of October laid out in a grid and all of that. I think about it as, oh, that's Halloween, that's ghosts, that's pumpkins, that's what like, you know what I mean? I'm associating it with things that you do in that month, not the month itself and the days of the month.
I definitely see that too. Interesting. Well, let us know in the comments how y'all see a calendar, because I'm intrigued. I mean, I've got on this piece of paper 4 different ways to visualize a calendar. So that's really interesting.
Very interesting.
Do you see your weeks Sunday to Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay, like a normal person.
Yeah, we don't start on Mondays around here.
Like if I say next Sunday, what Sunday am I referring to?
The next one coming up.
So
today is Wednesday that we're recording. Next Sunday is going to be Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is how I've always thought it, like, because it's in my line.
Right.
It's the next line. Yep. So it's the next Sunday. Tyler says this Sunday. And I'm like, okay, I get that in terms of phrasing it as a sentence. Like this Sunday, this upcoming Sunday is Mother's Day. But I would also say it's next Sunday. But then on Mother's Day, I would also use that term to say next week, like next Sunday, like the Sunday after this one. Because again, in the line, it's the next line.
Right.
Do people know what we're talking about?
I don't know. You know, my mom actually has that same debate with me all the time. She will say like, okay, we're going to do this next Wednesday. And I'll be like, okay, I need you to tell me what date that is on a calendar, because we're always talking about different things. So I just need you to tell me the date and then we'll be good. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we autistic?
You know, I think we all got a little tism.
Everybody's got a little tism. That's okay. That's okay.
We talked about that at, I don't even know if it was like a specific get together at my family. Oh, it was like Christmas Eve or something. And we were talking about how all of us, it might have been Christmas Day, actually. We were talking about how everyone in my family probably has a little bit of tism. Like my dad specifically.
Oh, wait, you've
Not to
told
call
me
you
this.
out, Dad.
You've told me this before, I think.
Yeah. Well, first of all, when he types on a computer with his hands, he will also type with his toes. Like he will match the movements of his fingers with his toes. Already, I'm like, psychotic.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, then,
So is his
this
thumb
is where I'm like,
his big toe and then...
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I haven't questioned the mechanics of it. But the other thing that he does is whenever his brain is thinking of multiple things at once, but he can have an engaging conversation with you. And then in the background, he will take words that maybe stand out to him and he will think about how many letters are in that word. And then he will rearrange the letters in that word to like make it makes more sense of like what letters belong together. And he's tried explaining this and we're like, what are you talking about? And he said, talking. Okay. So that has, and he automatically knows how many letters is in the word. I'm like TALKING. Okay. 7. And he's already on the T and the L go together, but the I and the A, they're kind of, I would put the N and the A together, and I'm like, and you're still having a conversation while you're, and he's like, I've already moved on to the next word. And I'm like,
the next word
Dad,
was
that's
conversation.
a little Yep. And it's incredible actually, because he, like I said, he knows automatically how many letters are in a word. And I know your basic ones, like word has 4, but any longer than like 5.
4 has 4.
Even 5.
Whoa.
Trippy. But even just now, I thought 3 has 5. Like I had to kind of see it in my head first, and he can just automatically, bam, it has this many letters. And that's why he's so good at spelling too.
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing.
That
so I
is
was like,
crazy.
Dad, that might be a little bit of tism. Because that's not like a normal thing. And then my brother jumped in with something that he does. And then my sister jumped in with something she does. And my mom and I just looked at each other across the table and went, what are they? What are they talking about? So
I will say
I don't know.
a word in my head over and over again until it doesn't make sense anymore.
I have that happen sometimes if I'm like typing something out, or like if I'm writing an email and I'm like, oh, that happened literally yesterday. I was like, is that the right word? Is that even a word? Hold on. Yeah, that's a word.
I've also had it happen where if I am listening to a podcast, for example, or an audiobook, and I put it on like 1.25, 1.5 speed, and then I go and listen to it in regular speed, it's like slow motion. And then everything that I think about in my head turns into slow motion. So instead of saying,
that's crazy.
How do you visualize, use a calendar? I would say, how do you visualize, use a calendar? Like I'm reading it like that in my head.
Whoa.
I don't know why. But it's only when like
crazy.
I listen to something faster than what it's meant to be listened to at.
Yeah.
And then everything just turns into slow-mo afterward in my head. So, yeah.
I get that.
Do you have anything else that you can think of that's like, that might be
any tism thing?
I get overstimulated really quickly.
Oh my god. That's my thing I'm loving / hating.
Oh, really?
Is an overstimulated moment, but I do definitely relate to that. It's mainly with sounds and a little bit of claustrophobia, a little bit, or like feeling stuck. Then I'm like, I'm wigging out. I need it. It happens a lot at Costco. I'll go to Costco and I'm like, I need to go down. I need to go down a different aisle. I can't put your hair. Oh my god.
That's funny. Wow.
Meanwhile, Tyler's like, la 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 la, do 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 do, and I'm over here like,
Yeah. Yeah, I've always equated my overstimulation to being that I'm just not that high energy of a person. I'm very, like, chillaxed. Like, I'm on drugs all the time, kind of. Not actually, but kind of, So, so it's like, if there's, music playing and I'm trying to have a conversation and I'm also visually seeing things happening around the room and just all of these different things together, it overstimulates me and I can't do it. So
yeah, I definitely, yeah, I get overstimulated. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I do that's like a weird thing, like a quirk that's like, that's something that not everybody does. Like, would you say my weird memory of, like, remembering movies front to back like that? Like, would you
I
say
would say
that's
that
something, or is
that
that
might be a touch of the tism.
right? Because I have a really bad memory otherwise, but a movie starts playing and I can quote the whole thing. And same thing with, like, a song I've never heard before. I can kind of sing along to it if I, like, listen to it for, like, 5 seconds. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, I get the vibe of the song and I can, like, whatever. That's my superpower, my tism superpower. Yeah. Also, I just want to say, as a PSA, I'm throwing around the word tism very lightly.
Yeah.
We're not diagnosing ourselves here, but I just wanted to throw that out there in case anybody gets mad. We're not,
So I also looked up tism. Autism. Okay, I'm sorry. I looked up autism symptoms in women. Okay. Again, we're not doctors. We're sorry to be... We're
not diagnosing anyone.
We're sorry to be
We're not to be insensitive.
We're not,
Yeah.
Anyway, so common symptoms include difficulties with social interaction, communication, and sensory processing, along with challenges with executive functioning and emotional regulation. So social interaction and communication could be difficulty with social cues, which I don't have that issue. Social anxiety, I have that sometimes.
Period.
Difficulty with reciprocity. Reciprocity? I don't know how you pronounce that word, but like difficulty reciprocating, I guess. So you may struggle to engage in back and forth conversations. Masking or camouflaging, women can learn to hide their symptoms by mimicking the behavior and speech of others.
Interesting.
Okay, heightened sensory input, highly sensitive to sounds, lights, textures, and smells. Sensory sensitivities and sleep. Sensory sensitivities can also impact sleep. Difficulty with organization and planning. Meh. Challenges with self-regulation. Meh. Executive function and academics/work. No. Other common symptoms: intense or specialized interests. Yeah. Stimming. Repetitive behaviors like hand flapping, rocking, or pacing can be a way for some women with autism to self-soothe.
Uh-oh, I have vocal stems.
Anxiety and depression.
I have a note on my phone.
Is a symptom, I guess. And then sleep difficulties. I don't know. Maybe I'm not autistic. I mean, some of those things, like, weird. Yes, but
also some of that is, like, basic human responses.
Yeah.
Like, obsessing over something isn't a sign of autism. Like, we all have our own obsessions.
Yeah.
I will say, I know this is a judgment-free zone. I will say that sometimes when I get overwhelmed, I will do the hand flap thing. Like, if I start to feel myself getting overstimulated, this comes out. Like, the shaking of the hands. Like, if I'm catching myself starting to be upset, I'll, like, try and shake it out.
Interesting. I don't know that I have anything like that.
What does that mean, doctor?
It means you have tism. Not autism, just tism.
Just a sprinkle.
You have T.
Cute.
Okay. What's
Um,
happening?
how do you eat a sandwich? The rounded top or corners first?
I'm glad you asked.
You better answer correctly.
Well, now I'm nervous. I start with the corners.
Like the bottom?
I start on the bottom, and I'll do corner, corner, middle, edge, edge, middle, edge, edge, middle.
Hold on.
Then
You're holding a sandwich. Hold on. You're holding a sandwich with the flat corners at the top, the rounded butt on the bottom.
No.
And you eat the corners first.
I pick up the sandwich with the rounded part on top, and then I flip it over. And I'll eat the corner, and then the other corner, and then the middle. And then the edge, edge, middle. Edge, edge, middle. And then when I get to the part where the curve comes out, you know what I'm saying? Then I'll turn the sandwich sideways, and I'll start from one curved end and eat down. And then when I get to my last 2 bites, I'll eat the crust first, and then I eat the inside as the final bite. But it's specifically...
Officers, it's her. Arrest this woman.
It's specifically sandwiches that's like the 2 slices of bread with, whatever.
No.
How do you eat a sandwich?
Normally.
I eat it normally.
You eat it upside down. The flat part is the... Oh my God. This is something I didn't know about you. Okay. You asked for something earlier about something that pisses me off. This is it.
Okay, but you know what, actually? If you cut the sandwich in half, that changes things, because then I will start at the curved side.
You should start at the curved side regardless. The sandwich is up and down, and then you eat the corner of the curved side.
No, I like saving that for last.
No.
I save the curved part for last.
No. You eat the corner of the top curved part, and then the other corner, and then the middle. And then, like you said, you work your way down, side, middle, because the middle's the best part. We have to agree the middle bite is the best bite of the sandwich.
It is the best bite.
Thank the Lord. And then I get my way down to the, like, L-shaped corners. Like, here we are at the, Then that's when I kind of eat it like a hot dog. Or, like, I turn it. And then I eat it, like this way. Versus, like, I'm not... like that. Like, I, eat it sideways. So the corner is the last bit that I eat.
Well, I've come to the realization that I don't necessarily love the crust on top. It's a different type of crust.
I think that's the better crust than the bottom.
It depends on the type of bread. Because some breads, the crust is soft all the way around, and others, it's a little bit more intense on top. Like toast, for example...
Yeah.
I don't start at the top. Sometimes I don't even eat the crust on the top because it's too much. It's too crunchy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know.
Heck, sometimes what I'll do is I'll peel the curved part off. Then eat the sandwich all the way down. And then do the little all the way to the crust. And then all that's left is the top curve and the bottom flat bit, and I don't eat those parts of the crust.
Sometimes I'll pull off the curved part of the crust, and I won't eat that. So, like on a PB&J, I'll just pull the part off. I
do get that.
If I take the crust off the top, I will start at the top.
Okay, so you're admitting that is the top.
Yes,
and that you eat it from the bottom up.
Sure, I'll admit that, but I'm just saying
think about bread on a shelf.
Well, when you bake bread, it bakes from the pan, and the curved part is where it rose and baked on top. So the flat edge corners are inside the pot. It's the bottom side of the bread. I agree. I will admit, that's fine. But I'm just saying that I'll start at the bottom and eat my way up, and then do it whatever. If I take the top crust off, then I'll start with the top. And work my way down.
I thought this was going to be a quick question.
You asked it, girl.
And now...
You asked.
Wow.
I gave you an answer. I didn't know it was going to take that long, but
My
here
eyes
we
have
are.
been opened. I did not realize that you ate a sandwich wrong. It's crazy.
Okay, I think we need to test this theory. And we need to make sandwiches one day. And without thinking about it, we just need to start eating the sandwiches. And then somehow we need to remember that, oh yeah, we need to pay attention to how we eat this sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm thinking about it, I might change the way I eat it.
Right, I might alter my...
You know what I mean? So, like, I have to just be eating my sandwich and be like, oh shit, I just remembered. I actually eat it from the bottom. Legit. Or like, oh, I actually eat it from the top. You know?
That's crazy.
Yeah. I guess I like the way the curved part fits in your mouth. Like when you're eating a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, it just like goes in better, I guess. I don't know.
Girl, what kind of freaky sandwich are you eating?
Hey, I'm just saying.
She said the curved part feels better.
The curved part feels better. Okay. Do you think it's immature to stop liking something because someone you no longer care for likes it?
I do not.
I don't think it's immature.
I mean, I do, but I don't think it's weird.
I don't think it's immature or weird.
I think it's insanely normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think, let me word this right. Okay. The question was, do you think it's immature to stop liking something?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's immature. I'd say it's very normal. I'd say there's a touch of maybe not pettiness, but like that kind of like resolve of like, I'm not going to listen to that anymore, or I'm not going to do this anymore, or I'm not going to like this anymore, because you associate it with a person.
That hasn't happened for me very often, but I can think of one thing in particular. I'm not sure if you're thinking of the same thing I am, but I cannot listen to said artist anymore because it pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah.
I never really loved the artist to begin with.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt my feelings to not listen to them. But I will say that if I absolutely love something, like for example, I love Vampire Diaries. You love Vampire Diaries. If we stopped being friends, I wouldn't stop liking Vampire Diaries. You know what I mean? So I think it depends on how much I love something. But like that artist in particular, I didn't care about this person to begin with. So anyway.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I've associated with that. Okay. I'll be honest. Until literally very recently, until Wicked came out, I didn't like Ariana Grande because of a certain person. Because I was like, ugh, I don't, and so I associated Ariana Grande. But yeah, so until very recently, I didn't like her. But then when Wicked came out, I was like, that's kind of dumb because Ariana Grande's great. So I like get it. But then in this instance, I was like, why should I let that stop me from enjoying this thing that's actually really good?
Right.
But in your case, the thing that you're referencing, I'm like 100%. Like if a song comes on by that artist, I'm like, and skip.
No, literally, there was one day that I was at work, and it was a Christmas day, one day in December or something, and they pulled up a playlist and started playing the playlist. It was a playlist of only this artist's songs that were Christmas. And I was like, can we change the channel? I hate this artist. They're like, what do you mean? Why do you hate such and such?
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, because it reminds me of somebody I don't care about. So.
Yeah. That's totally valid.
I will say, I know we're not getting into the tea right now, but I will say that person is kind of on my shit list. Just a little bit. They might be toward the bottom of that list, but they're on the list. And there's nothing they can do to get off that list. So, just saying.
Yeah.
Just just gonna slide that in there. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, but you kind of like, I don't wish anything horrible to happen to you, but if this minor inconvenience happened, you know, like, hope your pillow's warm on both sides. And
I would say it's a little more intense than that, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. You take the much more Christian route compared to what I would say, but yeah. Oh, but anyway.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I have my reasons, okay? So
we can get into that.
We can get into that later, but I'm just saying, so the person at the bottom, the one that I'm referencing, I hope your cereal's soggy. That's fine.
Oh, I just thought of another one. Sorry.
Okay, what?
That can be a whole separate episode of like minor inconveniences to wish on your nemesis or whatever, but like always feeling like you have something in your eye.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
And like every day you're like, there's an eyelash in my eye, or like, you know, that feeling of like, oh God, there's something in my... That sucks. Sorry.
Yeah. Fell down a flight of stairs? Sorry about it. Oh. Fell down a flight of stairs but didn't get hurt. Sorry about it. Yeah. Maybe you broke a nail. I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe you do get hurt and I just don't care. If you fell down the stairs next to me, honestly, I might help you, but I might not too. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that happened to me one time.
What, that you tripped on the stairs and nobody helped you?
Not on the stairs, but this was actually going to be one of my embarrassing stories. I'll just tell it really quick.
Oh, okay.
But I was walking towards my crush. Mm-hmm. Like, it was between class changes.
What grade were you?
In high school. I was probably 15, but it was between class changes. And so I went outside to like go to the portable or whatever, the other building or something. And he was walking towards me. And I was like, oh my God, this is like a moment. In reality, all I was probably going to do was like make eye contact and do that like smile. And I thought, this is my moment. This is when he's going to realize, you know, we're meant to be or something. Well, like about 20, maybe 15 feet from him, I trip on the sidewalk. My backpack flies over my head. I land on the ground, split my pants.
Oh, no.
And I'm like sprawled on the sidewalk. He steps over me.
Bro.
And keeps walking. Like, goes around and like... Yeah, I stopped liking him after that.
That's crazy.
But, yeah, so that was pretty humiliating. But yes, that's... I did actually fall down and nobody helped me, and it was humiliating. Yeah. So you say that and I'm like, oh, that's actually really bad. I've been there.
Yeah.
All right, let's rapid fire these next two, and then we should probably just pick one philosophical question.
Yeah, I can.
That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So for this one, you can only pick one. Okay. Never do laundry again, but always have clean clothes. Never do dishes again, but you always have clean dishes. Or never vacuum again, but you always have fresh vacuum lines / fresh floors.
Definitely never do laundry again, but always have clean clothes.
See, that's hard for me. I'd say either laundry or dishes. I don't mind vacuuming. Yeah, it might have to be the laundry one because it'll like... Tyler will be like, because we split the chores 50-50, so he'll like sort and put the clothes in the washer and dryer, and then I take them out of the dryer and fold and put away. So like, you know, that kind of thing. And he'll be like, hey, there's some darks in the dryer. And I'm like, I thought I just did them. And he's like, well, we have more. I'm like, and then it sits in the laundry basket for like a week.
Yep.
Until I'm like, where's that one shirt? I haven't seen it in a while. It's probably in the laundry basket.
Yeah, laundry is my least favorite thing to do. I actually like doing dishes and I like doing vacuuming.
I hate dishes.
I actually don't think I have many chores I don't like. Because my thing is, I'll do the chores, they kind of calm me, like house chores. So if my house is dirty, it probably means that I'm stressed the fuck out. But if my house is clean, it means that I've like spent some time.
You want to come to my
decompressed. House? I tried doing your dishes one time. You chewed my head off for it.
Yeah, I was mad because I was like, "You're a guest. Don't do my dishes."
And I was like, "Well, I used your dishes too, girl." Anyway,
so
Well, I'm just
Anyway.
saying.
Sorry, we're supposed to be rapid firing this, and I'm like, well, let's think about it.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Let's just go into the philosophical and hypothetical question.
So the first one is the bystander effect, which I think we've all heard of. But if 10 people witness someone in need, each person assumes someone else will help. That's like a typical like human response.
Mm-hmm.
Would you step in or freeze like everybody else?
I think it's a hard question because I've had situations where I've been in a situation like that, and I have just walked away. But then I feel like absolute shit for not doing anything, you know? But I've also had situations where it's like nobody's doing anything. It's like, come on, people. And so then I would do something. But I think in my head, just thinking about it, I would like to say that I would do something, but I would probably gauge the situation and just be like, okay, is somebody on the phone with the paramedics? Okay, is there a witness? Is there whatever? Like if, for example, there was a car accident or something, I would probably stop to help that person in the car. You know what I mean? I wouldn't just keep driving and hope that somebody else stops, you know? What about you?
I'm thinking about like my personal experiences, and in those times where something is going on, either my anger that nobody else is doing anything fuels me to step up. Like I'm like, nobody else is doing anything. And so I become that. Like, for example, I'm thinking about the car accident outside of our apartment that one time. And nobody was on the phone. And so I called 911 because I was like, y'all, it's this dude just went through a fence and hit a tree. Or like, you know, I'm just thinking of other situations where I've like immediately fight or flight. I like fight. I don't know what it is. It's like this weird shut off thing that happens in my brain where I'm like, this needs to happen. Like, it's almost like my brain goes into like a more left brain, like calculating mode. In those like cases of like, you know, high stress or something. So, yeah, it's very strange that it's, I can think of a few times where my brain has shut off like that. And it goes into, okay, step in, do the thing, bam, like, do whatever. Like, I hate to bring this up again, but like I can think of when we lost Asher. Goosey! Jeez, he's crying. Like, everybody was so distraught and so like, whatever. I literally felt my brain shut off. Like, stop crying. Start passing out tissues. People are upset. Like, it was this weird, like, step in and help. Nobody's doing anything. All right, be the person.
Yeah.
This is getting, like, a little deep. But I wonder if that's because for Asher, my dad wasn't there. And with Indy, he was. And I felt a little bit of that with Indy, but not as much, not as intense. But with Asher, I felt the need to like, okay, let's, what do we need? What needs to happen right now? So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to, anyway, to get back to the question. But I think my instinct is to step in.
Yeah. All right. The Ship of Theseus. If you're a Marvel fan, you know what this is.
Okay. Yes. Shout out.
If you replace every single part of a ship piece by piece, is it still the same ship? At one point, does it stop being the original?
I think it depends on what you think the quote original ship is, because I think it stops being the original when it's like 50%. Because at that point, it starts to be a recreation.
Right.
Like, if, I don't know why I'm thinking of like the Titanic. Like, if you had most of the Titanic, but you've repaired like 20% of it, I'd still say that's the original ship with they fix the holes in it, you know? But if obviously half the ship broke, I would say half of it is the real ship and half of it has been rebuilt or replaced. You know? Like, it does say if you replace every single part piece by piece, like, you take out the headlight and you put the new one in, you know?
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about, but I don't know.
It is interesting to think about, and it's hard to narrow down an answer. I would say as long as the integrity of it is still intact, it's still the original. If it's like having to be repaired so much to the point where it's a brand new thing, then it's no longer the original. It's refurbished. It's a version of the original, you know?
Yes.
But if you take the first part of it and just without thinking about any of that, and you say you replace every single part of a ship piece by piece, is it still the same ship? Well, if you're doing it one after the other, after the other, after the other, no. I would say after you remove the first piece, it's not original. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not the same at that point because you've replaced something.
Right.
So, yeah, like you said, it's a refurbishment. It's not the original. Like, you can keep the bones of it the same or something, but it's not going to be the same one. And then once you replace everything, then it's the same blueprint.
Right.
It's the same. It's like the look-alike, but it's not the same one because every piece of the original one is gone.
Right. Yeah, and the same thing can be applied to like homes and historical structures and how, you know, they've had to be refurbished or whatever to match today's standards, because when they were made in the 50s or whatever, they didn't have the same buildings codes and whatever. I'm getting technical for a second, but all that to say, it's still the bones of the original house, but I wouldn't say it's the original house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you've had to change so much about it to where it's almost like it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an inauthentic version, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how you would say that, but yeah. Wow. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I like that a lot. Good stuff. We
fun.
went all over the place.
Okay.
I do know that we need to dive into your shit list.
Oh, yeah.
We need to talk about...
Are we, like, giving names and stuff, or you just want me to give you, like, the person and say this is why they're on my shit list?
The situation.
The situation? Okay.
Yeah. The situation as to why they're on your list.
Okay.
And then, what's the other? Oh, minor inconveniences. Anything else? Any other takeaways? We do not have autism, just tism. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything you're loving or hating right now?
We've had a listen in New Orleans. I'm actually really loving that. Like, it's really exciting for me.
Yes.
So shout out to you, person who listened from New Orleans. We see you. We love you. Thank you for listening.
I see.
We see everybody else too. We don't obviously know who you are, but we see your cities, and we're very happy for every single listen we get. But I don't know. I saw New Orleans, and then I was like, ooh, I want to go to New Orleans. And then I was like, ooh, Tiana. I love Tiana. So it was just like this whole string of things that were happening.
Yeah.
And so it led me down that like nostalgic hopes and dreams path, you know, after seeing New Orleans. I don't know. Yeah. It was fun. But let's see. I mean, that is a real what I'm loving, but I'm trying to think if I have something else that I'm loving. We had BLTs for dinner tonight. It was really good. I know you don't like bacon, but I loved it. It was so good. I actually put tomato on it this time, which I don't typically put tomato on my BLT, but
so
typically,
you have a BL?
Well, typically I'll have a BLO, which is bacon, lettuce, onion, and mayo. So blom, if you want to get technical.
Blom.
But yeah, I don't typically have a BLT. I don't know. It's just something about, I like tomatoes in my salad, but for whatever reason, tomatoes on my sandwich is a different vibe. And I don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of spaghetti sauce, like the tomato-y spaghetti sauce.
Yeah.
But it also depends, because there's this one that's made by Michael's of Brooklyn, I think is the brand. And it's, I don't remember what it's called, but it's the one that has olives and capers in it. Oh my God. It's one of it, not even one of, it is the best spaghetti sauce I've ever had in my entire life.
Okay, I need to try that.
And that's coming from somebody who doesn't like it. And I've started to like olives now. I've always loved capers, but it's delicious. Delicious. You don't even know that you're eating olives and whatever. It's just kind of like adding flavor to the sauce, so to say. So definitely recommend Michael's of Brooklyn.
That's something you're loving right now.
That's something I'm loving. So we went from New Orleans to...
Do those count as tangents?
I don't know. I think the tangents stop when we hit the final thoughts, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I guess y'all can debate us if you want to. But what about you?
I am going to start with the thing I'm hating, because it ties into the thing I'm loving, okay?
Okay.
So going back to a little bit what I said earlier of being overstimulated. Today at work was the loudest day I've ever had at work. Like, I work in a very loud environment, and right now we're like, our desks are like smack dab in the middle of the production floor, and it's not where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be in our new office, but whatever, things are happening, and it's just taking a little while. And so we're around all the machines as they're all going at the same time. Well, then on, like, there's, I don't know what it is. There's one that makes this really high-pitched whirring sound. And it's almost like a screeching. And so that's going constant. Then there was another job that some guys were working on where they had to, like, hammer in dowels into something. So they were taking like a rubber mallet, or it sounded like a freaking, I don't know, jackhammer. And they were just like, bah, 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 like over and over. And every time I was like, oh, oh, and then that whirring would start. And I'm like, oh, oh,
your hands start to shake.
I'm shaking my hands. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I know the shop's going to be loud. That's a part of the job description. I know that. Today was just extra loud. It's probably because I'm just sensitive and I had a lot of caffeine in the morning, so I was already kind of on edge. And then like the sounds were going and I was like, ah, ah, my eyes twitching. I can't. And so the thing I'm loving is AirPods noise canceling.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Nice.
At one point I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put my headphones in. And I put my headphones in and I put it on noise canceling and I just sat there for a second like, it didn't block it out entirely, but it muffled it a lot. And so I was like, okay.
So what's our tangent tally?
18.
Wow. That's a big difference compared to our 2 from last time.
And the 3 from the week before.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when we get on like these questions, it's like, it's open-ended. And so
when we're together and when it's more open-ended is when the tangents really go nuts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, we were talking about if I hit my head and lost all my memories, and then we started talking about This Is Us and Throne of Glass. And like, we started talking about Tism. There's a lot.
Yeah. That was a journey. It always is. We always promise you a journey. So
Yep.
That's for sure.
Yep. All right, y'all. You already know what to do. Be sure to follow us on your preferred podcast listening platform, as well as our Instagram at FunnyPairPod to stay up to date on all the latest news and releases. Let us know what you think of this episode and the podcast in general by sending us a DM, leaving a comment on one of our Instagram posts, or if you feel so inclined, taking a second to please rate and review this podcast on whatever you are listening on. It would mean so much to us as those ratings and reviews help us grow. We would love to hear from you.
All the links for where to find us are in the description below this episode. We love every one of our pairs, whether you just found us or if you've been here since the beginning. If you're enjoying what you hear and just can't wait until next week, check out our past episodes. There's a total of 11 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact.
11.
Technically, there's 2 parts to part 10 or to episode 10.
True.
So it's kind of like this is episode 13, but it's technically episode 12. So it's,
right.
There's quite a bit to go listen to. So go listen. Tell us what you think. Thank you guys for joining us today and every single day. And we'll talk to y'all again on Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
New
calendar update. Wednesdays.
Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. All right. And remember.
When you're
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day. Okay, sorry. And remember.
when you're the best of friends, having so much fun together, you're not even aware. You're such a funny pair. Stupid.
Oh, autism came out at the end.
Yep. Just a little bit.
Just a little. That was fun. As always, good job.
Good job. High five.
High five. I haven't even finished my wine yet.
Dude, catch up.
I know. I still have like half a glass. I've been so... I know. I don't know. I've been drunk on talking to you, I guess.
Aw.
Delicious.
Delicioso.
Delicioso. It's not delicioso. It's delicioso.
No, saw. Oh.
Deliciosa. Okay, well.
You have homework.
I do?
You need to send me those pictures.
Oh, yes. I do need to do that. I was going to do that as soon as we're done here.
Cool.
I promise. I pinky promise. It's a pinky promise. Okay.
Oh my gosh, are we under 2 hours for recording? Look at us.
Under 2 hours. Crazy. Crazy. I don't even remember the last time that happened.
I don't know. Let's end it here before it goes over.
Yeah, right? Okay. Well, I'll talk to you later.
All right. See ya.
See you later.